How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So why the title Black Sun Comics?
Oh, that's a good question.
Just to jump into it right away.
You threw me off with that one. That's a good question. I didn't really put a lot of thought into the name. I know I wanted the word black to be in there.
Yeah.
And sun is, I don't know, the sun I find inspiring, so Black Sun kind of seemed to just fit.
Yeah.
Also the contrast between the two, because when you think of the sun, you think of bright.
Yeah, exactly.
But black is dark, so what does that mean? So I don't really have a deep answer for you in regards to that one. It's just, I came up with it like that. It sounded cool, and I just went with the name. Yeah. So Black Sun Comics. Yeah.
That's interesting. But I can see why that would be. So how does that connect to what you do through the comics? The title.
And what?
Is there any like connection between the title and maybe a character in the book or anything in regards to that?
Yeah, actually that's good you asked. So a little bit. There's the sun is a constant theme in all my stories. So if you've read the graphic novel, it starts off with the sun. There are stories coming up that no one knows about yet, but will feature the sun as well. So I guess as melanated people, we're connected to the sun, so that's why it's kind of a prominent theme through all the stories.
Yeah, sun definitely gives you energy.
Yes.
So what in regards to the story creation, what was the thought process behind that? How did that come about?
Stories come to me very easily. Like, one of my problems is that I have too many ideas. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but the challenge is I have all these ideas and I don't know which one to put out first. I want to do them all at the same time. So it's really a challenge to kind of focus on one thing and then just go with that. So the story idea came to me very quickly. Yeah. The execution process is what takes long. So doing the artwork and finding a printer and all that kind of stuff, because everything is self-published. So that's the part that takes long. I don't know. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, what is the premise of the story about?
Good question. So, okay, I'll give you an overview of the overarching story. So Black Sun takes place in an alternate universe. Yeah. Takes place on a planet named Alkebulon. Alkebulon is a planet very similar to our Earth in terms of the climate and the plant life and animal life. Yeah. It's inhabited by people called Alkebulites, which are humans just like you and me. It's the dominating superpower on Alkebulon is called the Sama Empire, and they have ruled using a system of justice for about 3,000 years. And everything is going fine until one day they're attacked out of the blue by this unknown alien presence. No one knows who they are, no one knows why they're attacking, and no one knows how to stop them. So the overarching story is about the survivors of this alien invasion and what they have to do in order to fight back to reclaim their homeland. Okay. That's the overarching story.
Okay. I noticed the planet name. It didn't sound familiar to me. Where'd you get the name for the...
Alkebulon is actually the original name of Africa.
Really?
Yeah, so the continent of Africa was originally called Alkebulon before it was colonized. Wow. Yeah.
Did not know that.
So that's where it comes from. See, that's why you need to read the book. You learn things. Okay.
All right. Yeah, so you said there's a certain design that you have that goes along with the story. Why did you choose CGI versus hand-drawn?
Oh, because I can't draw. so what I should say is I can kind of cartoon, right? And it looks decent. But to do full drawings to the caliber that could compete with something else.
Yeah.
I'm just not capable of doing it. So I said, how else am I going to get this done? And so I started searching online, and I saw people doing using 3D models to do their artwork. So I was like, yeah, okay, I could do that. I already knew a lot about Photoshop. So I take the rendered images from the 3D software that I use, and then do a lot of photo manipulation to that to kind of get it looking halfway between photorealistic and hand drawn. So
okay, so does that connect to when you're telling me about you going to Europe for media? Did that connect to? Did it make it easier for you to?
Yeah.
Do CGI?
Actually, I went to Centennial for media, for new media, and yeah, because I learned a lot about web development and web design there, and basically just taking that and applying it to comics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
again.
Yeah. So how do you get your CGI created characters onto paper? What's the process behind it all?
Okay, so that's a good question. So what I do is after I design my character in the software, I use Daz Studio. That's the name of the software that I use. So after I design my character and design the scene, I render images. And rendering images is just basically the process of taking it from a 3D model that you can see all sides of to a flattened JPEG, for instance. That JPEG I put into Photoshop. I do all my photo manipulation there, and then I lay out the page in Photoshop, and then letter it in another software program, and then send that off to print.
Okay.
So it's a lots of steps.
Yeah. So how long does that usually take for the idea to start in your mind and then end up on paper?
A while. A while. The book Black Sun: The Longest Night, the graphic novel that I have out, that took about a year to do.
Wow.
Yeah. So
to complete the whole.
To do everything. Yeah.
Wow.
The idea and the story writing didn't take that long. The actual illustration of it took a while because I'm very particular too.
Okay. And that's all done by you. From start to finish?
That's all me, start to finish. Yes.
That's very good. So I see there's the logo on the website.
Yes.
You want to just explain what does that logo mean in general, if it has any connections?
It's full of good questions. The logo, okay, so it's Black Sun. So the logo, you'll notice it kind of looks like a sun.
Yeah.
And then there's a face in the middle of it. And the face is actually modeled off of the Olmec statues. I don't know if you're familiar with those.
No.
The Olmec statues are statues that were found in Mexico of these, there's these giant stone heads that have African features because no one thought that African people had been in that part of the world at that time until they found these big, huge heads. So yeah, Olmec heads is what the face is kind of mimicked off of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I like the look of those heads. Actually, if you know anything about X-Men, anyone out there reads X-Men, the Sentinels were mimicked off of Olmec heads. Yeah.
All right. So for any kind of future or current projects you have, how do the people keep up with what you're trying to do?
I'm online, blacksuncomics.com. You could visit there. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I am on, what else is there? There's so many to keep track of. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, but I don't really post there too much.
Okay.
But just go to blacksuncomics.com and you'll get everything that you need to know.
Okay, all right, well, thank you very much for answering my questions.
Thank you. Thank you.